Howdy, music fans. Thanks for joining me today. This is a thread or a contest or something like that for MACCA Mania. Go check out his channel. Seems like a really cool guy. I caught this off of Glenn Kellaway's channel. Um, and it's right up my alley. And I watched MACCA Mania's, Richard is his name, and he had some great titles, and so I thought I'd do the same thing. It's list your 5 favorite songwriters. Now, if you watch my channel at all, you probably know that favorites and rankings and lists for me are very difficult, and they're just they change. They're very fluid. So let's just leave it at that. So the preface is that this is subjective and it's my picks for today. Although these are pretty consistent, but I'm leaving out many fantastic songwriters that I absolutely love. But let's get started with my pick for number 5, John Hiatt, and I'm picking Slow Turning as the album to show because that's the first album that I got into with him. And I think I've told this story before. When I heard him, I was driving in my car, actually, and I heard this come on the radio. Slow Turning was the song, and the line was, I'm yelling at the kids in the back because they're banging like Charlie Watts. And I thought, oh, good Lord, I got to find out who this guy is. And notable tracks off of here are Tennessee Plates, about a couple of crazy kids, like a Thelma and Louise kind of thing, stealing Cadillacs from Graceland. Trudy, although I think it's just one guy, it's just the narrator. But Trudy and Dave is like that. That's a Thelma and Louise type thing. And then there's also, God, there's so many good songs on here. Have a Little Faith in Me, which has been covered by ad nauseum by everybody under the sun. And then there's Is Anybody There and Icy Blue Heart are my 2 favorites of his. 2 favorite slow songs maybe of all time. Icy Blue Heart and Is Anybody There. Gorgeous, gorgeous songs. And I believe, I don't know if Ry Cooder's on this album, but he's all over John Hiatt records. Sorry, not Ry Cooder, Sonny Landreth. Ry Cooder is on some though as well. Ry Cooder's on the previous album. With that thing called Love was off of Bring the Family, and Bonnie Raitt had a huge hit with that, and many people have had huge hits with John Hiatt. He's got a great song called One Step Over the Line, which is on one of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Will the Circle Be Unbroken CDs, or albums, which is like, they're all doubles, I think, and they're all chock full of all these great artists and great guests, and John Hiatt was on one of them. Willie Nelson covers a song of his called The Most Unoriginal Sin off of Across the Borderline, and eventually he finally did it. I think it's on Beneath This Gruff Exterior. And so the way I'm looking at this for singer-songwriters, I'm looking at longevity and prolificness and consistency, and he has it all. A lot of great albums. Okay, next, number 4, James McMurtry. Started, I think this was 88 or 89, same year maybe. Slow Turning might have been 88, I think. And it's called Too Long in the Wasteland, and it's just an incredible album from track to track to track to track to track. Every song on it's great, but standouts are Shining Eyes, which I do a cover of on my channel, and Song for a Deckhand's Daughter, which I also do a cover of. And then I'm Not From Here and Poor Lost Soul and Outskirts are all fantastic. Talking at the Texaco is great. Crazy Wind is great. It's such a good album. But he just continues to, he just continued after this to keep writing amazing songs, great albums, 10 or 11 or 12 albums. I've done a video on him before. He is Larry McMurtry's son. Or, of course, Larry McMurtry just passed away. But anyway, just beautiful pictures of middle America and great storytelling, and some more great rockers and some beautiful slow songs. And he is truly one of America's great songwriters and should get way more recognition than he does. Next, and this guy could easily be number 1, but Hank Williams. I can't say enough about Hank Williams, the simplicity of his songs and the genius of his songs, the wonderful songwriting. So many great songs. You're Cheating Hard, Mind Your Own Business, and Move It On Over, and God, Ramblin' Man, Honky Tonk Blues. And I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive, which is just such a great title. I think has the line, and brother, if I stepped on a worn out dime, I bet you nickel I could tell you if it was heads or tails. I mean, that's freaking songwriter gold right there. So yeah, Hank Williams is at number 3 for me. He could easily be number 1. I mean, he's amazing. Any of these guys could easily be number 1, or anywhere in here. Number 2, another one who could easily be number 1 is Billy Joe Shaver. He's written just some of the greatest songs of all time. Waylon Jennings did a full album of his songs and has covered many more. Johnny Cash has covered him. Bob Dylan's covered him. Everybody under the sun has covered Billy Joe Shaver. And this is the first album that I got turned on to. It has Georgia on a Fast Train. It has Tramp on Your Street, which is the title track. It has When the Fallen Angels Fly. And then he's written, it has Live Forever, which is, this is the version of Live Forever you want if you want to hear that song. He's got several. And he fits right in there with, he was friends with, he died last year, friends with Willie Nelson and Waylon and Chris Christopherson and Johnny Cash and all these guys. And he is highly, highly esteemed in the songwriting world and the country music world. Black Rose, Old Five and Dimers Like Me, Honky Tonk Heroes. I mean, he has penned some incredible country standards, really. I mean, they should be standards. And he's another, unsung hero, overlooked. I've done a video on him as well. And the number one for me is going to be the guy who's been the most influential in my personal songwriting. I discovered him at Quaker Camp as a kid. Not the camp, but at something they do called Yearly Meeting, which is a week-long thing where you go away and it's kind of like a conference, and the kids all have fun and do stuff in the dorms, and there's song circles and talent show, and people kept getting up there and saying, this is a John Prine song, this is a John Prine song. And I was like, who the hell is this guy John Prine? And so I'm going to show The Missing Years by John Prine. And once I kept hearing people say that, I had to find out who he was. And I found a neighbor who had Bruised Orange, his first album, just called John Prine, and then the Diamond in the Rough, the second album, and he had Sweet Revenge, I think, and I borrowed all of them, and I just fell in love with this guy, John Prine, who also passed away last year. And God, so many great songs on this, and Tom Petty and Bruce Springsteen are on this, and he's incredible. Daddy's Little Pumpkin is on this album, and I do a version of that on my channel as well. It's a Big Old Goofy World, The Sins of Mephisto, All the Best is an incredible song. Picture Show is fantastic. You Got Gold is incredible. He has so many amazing songs, and all of his albums pretty much are great. And I've done a couple videos on John Prine as well. Absolutely the most influential songwriter on my personal songwriting. And I love him and his writing and everything about him. He is just the true American songwriter. Now, you may have noticed that I've left one person out, and it may be strange to you if you watch my channel because I'm an obsessed, insane, huge fan. And I've left plenty of people out, but I left out Bob Dylan very specifically for this reason. I don't think of Bob Dylan as a singer-songwriter. I think of Bob Dylan as in his own category, his own world. He transcends any labels or anything. He is the greatest songwriter of all time, in my opinion. There's absolutely no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And so I kind of just put him aside in his own category, and I don't put him in this list at all because, I mean, he's unparalleled. His songwriting, his entire career is just, incredible. The stuff that didn't make it to albums is amazing. The stuff that's on, the leftovers, the outtakes are amazing songs. Just incredible. It's like I don't think of the Rolling Stones as a classic rock band. I think of them as far beyond that, even though that's what they fall into on the radio, that category. So Bob Dylan's not in here, and there's lots of people I've left out that I love and could easily be in here, and I could give shout outs to them, but I'm not going to do that because other people are doing this contest too, and I'm not going to, mention more than my 5. So anyway, that's it. Thanks, Richard at MACCA Mania for having this contest. Thanks to Glenn at Glenn Calloway for doing the contest so I could see it. And I'm going to subscribe to MACCA Mania. You should go over there and check them out and do the same. And tell me what you think of my list and who I left off, and I'll tell you if I agree. There's lots I've left off, as I've said over and over. All right, thanks. Have a good day. Bye.